my people. What? It doesn't matter. You just stop everything you're doing right now. I'm the chief. You are not. You lift the bricks. You know what? That's it.
So a powerful new film about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Africa. A tale of self-discovery, brotherhood, and redemption. And with us to talk about the project is the director and one of the actors.
Brandon Rayala is from Utah. Tshoper Kabambi is the director. This is a true story about a revolutionary turned missionary. And I would say whoever's the biggest is the chief in that clip right there. Yeah. So, Tshoper, is it true you were actually put in jail for making a film in Africa?
Yeah, it was my first film. I was a student. I was put in jail for 4 days.
Why?
Yeah, just because, you know, at the time it was no comment to find someone who's making movie in the Congo. Yeah.
It's not... It's not something that's looked upon and encouraged to tell your story in the Congo.
Really?
If that makes sense. So that's why he is somewhat of a maverick or pioneer in the Congo right now, and he's leading the establishment and the progression of cinema in the Congo, in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, so, and this is a true story, or based on a true story, isn't it?
Heart of Africa. Yeah, it's based on a true story.
How did you find the story?
Yeah, Margaret came in Africa and found Emembuyi. Is one of he was in a missionary, a revolutionary group, and he met Margaret. Margaret Blair Young is one of the women who wrote the story. We wrote the story together, and yeah, the story is based on the Emembuyi's life.
He was a revolutionary,
yes,
a guerrilla, if you will, right? He was in a army group,
yes,
right? And then came over and became a missionary. And so Margaret Blair Young, who wrote the script with Tshoper, is also the executive producer. She found the story, found Tshoper, and found it in her heart to do whatever she could to put him in a position and the Congolese people in a position to tell their story.
So this thing was entirely shot in Congo, right?
Entirely.
What was that experience like for you, Brandon, going there and shooting it, especially when you know that he's been put in jail for it? You know, maybe it was in the past, but...
It was a truly authentic experience. It was really hard. It was the most difficult thing I've ever had to do personally, but at the same time, the most rewarding thing I've ever gone through professionally and personally, because it's so. This is much bigger than a movie. This is much bigger than a script. This is much bigger than one story. This is kind of their entire story, and getting their voice heard on a global scale, which is really important because people don't really know what's going on there. So yeah, there was some trepidation, there was some fear, but then when I got there and I met the people, just like the story mirrors, you realize how alike we actually are and how much they deserve to be heard just as much as anyone else.
Well, that's what I was wondering. If you'd already been put in jail for one, were you concerned what was going to happen with this one?
We were very afraid, and Brandon can tell you something happened when we were shooting a scene. One time, one of my colleagues was arrested for a day.
He was my handler, actually, and we had been followed. I would say we'd been followed for weeks, and they were trying to figure out what we were doing. And this goes way up, and they actually nabbed one of our guys, Charles.
So who nabbed? Who's doing this? Is it the government? Is it factions or what?
Yeah, there is some people who think that, you know, when you come make a move in Congo, you just try to tell bad things, to expose, because some bad things happen in the Congo, and they don't want people to tell the world what has happened. Maybe when they arrested me at the time, they thought that I'm working for FBI or CIA or something like that, but, you know, it's just crazy.
It was a search and discover mission. They were trying to figure out exactly what we were doing, what story we were telling, why we were telling it, why I was there.
Once they figured it out, though, was everything okay? Were they still suspicious?
They just wanted a little bit of money, and it's all good. It's all good.
Just a bag of money and all good. Well, Heart of Africa is coming to a theater near you. It's about an hour and a half of drama that is opening this Friday, March 13th, and the proceeds from the film will generate funds for humanitarian work and aid in the Congo, which is wonderful.
You know, when you think about this and the lengths that you go to tell the story must be worth telling. So it must be worth seeing.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, and what I would love to emphasize here in America is what's fascinating about this, because across the globe, across the world, each nation has their own style of cinema.
Yeah.
American cinema, German cinema, French cinema. We get to watch right now for the first time Congolese cinema, the style, the genre of filmmaking in the Congo. So this was made with American support, but not influence. Mm-hmm. This is truly a homegrown Congolese movie.
You know, honestly, guys, we could talk for hours about this at this point. Fortunately, there's an hour-and-a-half movie made, but the process sounds fascinating. When it's, you know, when you get to all of this, you need to tell the story on the DVD as well, so we can hear all about it.
Yeah, extras.
Yeah.
And
All
it really
the
is.
extras. We want all the extras.
It's a story that brings us closer together, and I think that's what this is all about.
Well, Brandon and Tshoper, thanks a lot for coming in and talking to us about it. We appreciate it. Good luck with the movie.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go out to Big Buddha right now, who's, you know, doing something a lot less dangerous, but he almost coughed up a lung this morning because he inhaled some peppers. And that could be dangerous, too.
Hey, guys, welcome back. I want to first start by saying thank you to our host this morning, Snackco Foods and Pioneer Chips, more importantly, specifically.